Disney theories are super fun and at the same time totally bizarre. Did you know it's possible that Disney movies actually take place in the same universe? Let's start by making one thing crystal clear. Princess Rapunzel from Tangled is actually Elsa and Anna's cousin from Frozen. Right at the beginning of the movie Frozen, when Anna is singing about the palace gates finally opening, we can see Rapunzel and Flynn Rider walking into the city. And that's already proof that both movies exist in the same universe and that both royal families know each other, which makes perfect sense since they're all princesses. We can also see that Rapunzel's hair is already cut short, meaning that the story of Tangled happened before Frozen. For the princesses to be cousins, their parents would have to be related. And if you look at a picture of Rapunzel's mother next to a photo of Elsa and Anna's father, you'll notice they look really alike. Their eyes are almost identical, and so are their faces. Could it be that one day we'll actually see Rapunzel and the sisters from Arendelle together in an adventure? That would be one of the best animated movies ever made, don't you agree? Until then, you better get your popcorn ready, because we're diving into some amazing theories about Disney movies. This is the beginning of another super Cinewave! Zootopia shows us a world where humans never existed. But is there another Disney movie that connects to it? Oh yes, and this is a theory that's going to blow your mind. The animated film Robin Hood, released in 1973, is one of Disney's older classics. Maybe you've never watched it, but there are clues suggesting that we're looking at the same universe. One of the most interesting clues is that in the Robin Hood universe, foxes are mistreated because they're seen as thieves. The main character is a fox, just like Nick in Zootopia. And not only that, in both movies there's a clear division between predators and prey. On top of that, you know that in Disney, nothing happens by accident. If you check the very first trailer for Zootopia 2, you'll notice a scene where rhino police officers are surrounding our heroes. That's a direct reference to a scene in Robin Hood where the king's guards, who are also rhinos, surround the fox thief. So it's very possible that Robin Hood is actually the past of Zootopia. But since they take place in completely different times, the characters will never meet. Still, it doesn't matter because this theory is pretty awesome, right? In the Lion King universe, we see the villain Scar betray his brother Mufasa, who was the king. In one scene, after all of that happens, we actually see the villain picking his teeth with a bone from some animal he just devoured. And now we're gonna show you a super creepy theory about that scene, so be careful not to freak out. In that exact moment, Scar picks up what seems to be the skull bone of his dinner, but when we look up what a lion's skull actually looks like, the bone Scar is holding looks incredibly similar. Plus, in the lion world, when enemies fight, it's possible for the winner to devour the loser. When the internet picked up on this detail, people started wondering if maybe Scar actually ate Mufasa after he fell. If that's true, then it's even more disturbing to think that the two were brothers. Do you believe this theory? Now get ready for a theory that's going to blow your mind. Gothel, the villain from Tangled, could very well be the evil queen from Snow White. First, let's make it clear that both characters are witches obsessed with beauty. They want to stay young forever. At the beginning of Snow White, we see the evil queen inside a room where there's a sun symbol carved on the wall. And in Tangled, the exact same symbol appears on the flags and on the armor of the palace soldiers. This suggests that both stories happen in the same kingdom. Also, when the evil queen falls off the cliff, we never actually see her body, meaning she might not have died. And in Tangled, there's proof that she could have survived all those years since the time difference between the two stories is around 200 years. The evil queen must have used that magical flower to stay alive, but she lost everything once Rapunzel cut her hair at the end of the movie. Do you buy into this theory? Would you like to have magical hair? Drop a comment with #Disney so we'll know. And if you're into witches, we're about to show you that the little girl from Monsters Inc., Boo, is actually the witch from Brave. Yep, and we've got some proof. In Monsters Inc., we see that doors are portals where characters can travel to other worlds. And in Brave, the witch does the exact same thing with the door of her shop. Also, inside the witch's workshop where she carves wooden figures, there's an image of Sully carved into a log. This could prove that Boo actually grew up and became the witch, but now she uses doors to travel through time and space. Crazy, right? But it could be a truth Disney is hiding from you. In Toy Story 2, we meet Jessie, a toy that's part of the same line as Woody. Jessie tells her backstory, explaining how she had an owner named Emily who eventually abandoned her. The internet has a theory that this girl, Emily, is actually Andy's mom, who grew up and left her favorite doll behind. One of the pieces of evidence is that Andy wears Jessie's hat in the first movie, and we also see the same hat on Emily's bed in Jessie's flashback. That could even explain why Andy had Woody. His mom gave him a toy from the same line of dolls she used to love when she was a kid. Bet you didn't see that one coming, right? And if your mind is sharp, you already know we're going to talk about Jane from Tarzan and the princess from Beauty and the Beast. Everyone knows the two characters look super similar. Their hair is almost the same and their dresses are yellow. Plus, in Tarzan, Jane's family owns the exact same tea sets that appear in Beauty and the Beast. Not to mention, it seems like the two characters even have the same taste in boyfriends. They both go for the wild type. Okay, maybe that's a little harsh, but it's true. What if Bing Bong from Inside Out is actually a monster from Sully and Mike's universe? Yes, that's very possible, because in Monsters, Inc., we find out that a child's laughter is the most powerful energy source that exists. Bing Bong did everything he could to make Riley happy, and if you take a good look at Bing Bong's legs, they're the exact same as George Sanderson's, the orange monster with yellow stripes. It's totally possible that George was Riley's monster, and she used him as inspiration to create Bing Bong. Or maybe there really is a Bing Bong in the Monsters, Inc. universe, but Riley doesn't know it. And here's something you might not know, you can subscribe to our channel right now and hit the notification bell, because we've got new videos every single day. Now, if before we were talking about a theory, this time we're going to show you something that's more than confirmed. Did you know that the Little Mermaid is actually Hercules' cousin? Yes, the two of them are very close relatives, even though they never met. The Greek hero is the son of Zeus, the king of the gods of Olympus. But wait, what does that have to do with Ariel? Ariel is the daughter of King Triton, and this character comes straight from Greek mythology. He's the son of Poseidon, the god of the seas. And here's the connection. Poseidon and Zeus are brothers, which makes Ariel and Hercules cousins. Aladdin is one of Disney's coolest movies, but very few people realize the story might actually take place in the future, not the past. Don't believe it? Let's check the evidence. In Genie's song, there's a scene where the magical being summons a boxing ring, and on top of that, he's wearing a sweatshirt and modern sneakers. Then, he makes a restaurant table appear while dressed up in a waiter's tux. None of that existed in the past. Genie even says he's been trapped in the lamp for over 10,000 years. That means he's really old, and it could be that during that time, all of our reality already passed by. Even though the cartoon looks like it's set in the past, it might actually be Disney's very first movie taking place thousands of years after our time. Pretty cool, right? Did you ever notice that Ariel's mother, Queen Athena, may have lost her life in an accident caused by Captain Hook from Peter Pan? Yep, this is one of Disney's biggest theories. In the third Little Mermaid movie, we learn about Ariel's mom's story, where unfortunately, a pirate ship crashes into her and takes her life. And that ship could only have belonged to Captain Hook. That's because the character shows up again in Peter Pan in a setting that looks almost identical to the scene where Queen Athena dies. That might explain why King Triton hates humans so much, because a pirate took the life of his wife. Now we're going to show you a theory that's unfortunately sad, but it's going to blow your mind. Have you ever noticed that Snow White might never have survived the poison from that rotten apple? Yes, there's a real chance she actually died. After the princess takes a bite of the apple, the dwarves prepare a funeral for her, and that's when Prince Florian shows up and kisses her. But if you look closely, when she gets up, Snow White kisses the dwarves with her eyes still closed. She's not really awake. In fact, her eyes open briefly when she's lying down, but then the princess closes them again right away. The theory says that the princess kiss actually carried her into the afterlife and that she didn't survive. And on top of that, the movie ends with the princess and the prince riding away on a horse. The final image shows the two of them looking at a castle in the sky. That's a clue that sadly, the evil queen really did succeed in taking Snow White's life. It's heartbreaking, but at least the villain was defeated in the end. The world of cartoons really does have some pretty heavy theories, but if you want to know about all of them, you can stick around with us. We've picked 2 more videos so everyone can have fun. We'll see you in the next one. See you soon!